Join me as I dive into the challenge of mixing faith and jokes. Can I find the perfect balance without crossing any lines? Faith and humor, two aspects of life that can bring so much joy and comfort, yet they're often seen as mutually exclusive. In today's society, where conversations can quickly turn into debates, exploring how these two intersect is both relevant and intriguing. The common perception that faith and humor cannot mix is deeply rooted in the fear of offending or disrespecting one's beliefs. Many think that jokes about faith can be blasphemous or hurtful, leading to a tension that makes people tread carefully around the topic. This tension often results in comedians and individuals self-censoring, worried about sparking controversy. But does this mean we should avoid making jokes about faith altogether, or is there a way to find a balance? There's also a concern that humor can trivialize sacred topics, making light of things that are deeply meaningful to many. This concern is valid, especially in a world where people have different levels of sensitivity towards certain subjects. However, isn't humor also a way to cope with life's challenges, including those related to faith and spirituality? On the flip side, many comedians have successfully blended faith and humor, using their platforms to share laughter and insights without disrespecting their beliefs. They show us that humor can serve as a tool for discussing serious topics in a way that's approachable and engaging. Take for instance, the comedian who jokingly talks about the quirks of religious traditions or the absurdities of life that we all can relate to. Such comedians manage to find a sweet spot where they can make people laugh without crossing the line of respect. Their approach not only entertains but also invites reflection on our shared human experiences. One powerful story that comes to mind is of a community that used humor to heal and come together after a period of hardship. They found that laughter could be a form of spiritual practice, bringing people closer to each other and to their faith. In that moment, it became clear that faith and humor aren't mutually exclusive, they're complementary. Laughter can bring lightness to our spiritual journeys, helping us to see the divine in the everyday. The harmony between faith and humor became apparent in the way it broke down barriers, allowing people to connect on a deeper level. This story, among others, shows that when approached with sensitivity and creativity, faith and humor can indeed coexist and enrich each other. In conclusion, exploring the intersection of faith and humor has shown us that they don't have to be at odds. They can complement each other beautifully, offering a richer experience of life. If you've enjoyed this exploration, I'd love to hear your thoughts on faith and humor in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out my other video on the power of laughter and spiritual growth for more insights.